Hi, today we're going to go over regrouping and subtracting. Some people call this borrowing. To review real quick, let's review place values. So say in a number 23, for example, you have ones and you have tens. Okay, so let's talk about what ones and tens are. Excuse me. If I wanted to represent this with something other than numbers, I would use dots or little tiny squares for the ones. There's 3 of those. And sticks for tens. And there's 2 of those. So if you think of these little dots as being like the little square Lego pieces that just have one connector, if you strung 10 of those together, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if you took those pieces and snapped them all together, they would make a long stick. Okay, so that's why we use dots or little squares for ones and then those long sticks for our tens. Okay, I forgot an eraser. Same as with tens. So if we have 10 of these sticks, think of them, like the Legos that are the long ones now with the little connectors on top. So if you took 10 of those and you connected them all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doesn't look that even. They're all a different length. It would make a square. So if this was 123, we would show our hundreds as big squares. Okay. So we're going to use that visualization of the tens being able to be broken down into ones. We used this a little bit last week when we were talking about adding 26 plus 37. That gave you 13, but remember we couldn't put the 1 there because that wasn't 13 ones anymore. It was 3 ones and 1 in our tens column. That's because if we took our 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's more than 10. So if we take 10 of those out and put them together as a stick, we'd have 3 left. So that's our 3 ones and our 1 in the tens. So we're going to use the same logic, but backwards, reverse for subtraction. So let's take our 23 again, and we're going to subtract 15 from it. Okay, so 3 minus 5. Remember, addition order doesn't matter, but subtraction, it does. If you have 3 things, 3 ones in this case, and you want to take away 5 things, you can't do that. You don't have enough. You only have 3 of them. If it was reverse, we could. We had 5, we wanted to take away 3, that's easy. But that's wrong, because we can't subtract up. We can only subtract down. And that's where a lot of kids get messed up on these problems, is that they see these and their brain wants to flip them, but we can't do it that way. Okay, so we can't take 5 away from 3, so what do we do? Let's imagine that our tens and our ones lived in houses. Here's our ones house, here's our tens house. There are 3 people living in the ones house, and there are 2 people living in the tens house. What do you do if you come across something that you are not strong enough or not big enough to be able to do by yourself, you ask for help. So these ones, there's only 3 of them, but they don't have enough to be able to take away 5. They need help. So they're going to go next door and they will knock on the door. And they will say, "Excuse me, tens, I need some help with this problem I'm doing. Can you please come over and give me a hand?" And the tens will say, "Sure. We don't need to send both of the tens over. That's too much. We just need one." So one of the tens goes back over with them. Now there's only 1 10 left in the tens house because he came over here. So when we go next door and we ask for help and one gets sent back over to the ones house, there's 1 less 10 there now because they're not in their house anymore. They went next door. Okay? And so now what number is this when we're looking at it? We have a 10 and 3 ones. That's 10, 11, 12, 13. So this isn't 3 anymore. Now they have the power, the strength of 13. Now we can solve our problem. 13 minus 5 is 8. And then our 1 minus 1 is 0, which you can write or you can leave off because it's a leading 0 at the front of our number. All right, let's do another one. Okay, let's empty our houses. We're going to populate them again. There we go. Okay, how about 52 minus 24? So let's put our guys in their houses. The ones house has 2 people that live there. And the tens house has 5 people living in it. It's a little crowded. Okay. So, can we do 2 minus 4? We can't take away 4. We don't have enough. Whenever this is smaller, you're going to need to borrow. Okay, you'll need a little bit of help. Remember, we call that regrouping. Okay, so the ones don't have enough. They need help. They go next door. Knock, knock, knock. "Excuse me, tens, can I have some help?" And they'll say, "Sure." One of them goes back with you. So how many tens are left? One of them went next door, so there's only 4. How many do we have in our ones house now? Okay, it's 10, 11, 12. And remember earlier we were talking about how this stick is really just 10 ones stuck together? If we broke this apart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the 2 that were already there, that's our 12. Just another way to look at it. So it's not 2 anymore. They're stronger now. They have help. It's 12. 12 minus 4. Ooh, 8 again. 4 minus 2. So 52 minus 24. After we do a little borrowing, a little regrouping, we get our answer of 28. Okay. So earlier I mentioned hundreds can work the same way, right? So let's do 340, let's say 46, minus 154. Okay, let me put our houses back out here. Okay, we've got our hundreds house, tens house, and our ones house. Okay, we have 6 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the ones house, 4 in the tens house, and then 3 in the hundreds house. Now these are obviously smaller than what I showed you earlier, but I had to squeeze them in somehow. Okay. 6 minus 4, we can do that. We don't have to borrow this one this time. That's cool. 4 minus 5. Oh, the tens need a little bit of help. Next door, knock, knock, knock. Excuse me, hundreds. I need a little help. So the hundreds send 1 back. Okay, so we only have 2 hundreds left in their house right now. And in our tens, there's 100 and 4 tens. Okay, so remember your hundreds square is equal to 10 of these sticks. It's 10 of those sticks put together. So that's 10 of our tens, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay, so the 100 makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, and then the 4 more. So we have 14 tens. So remember, it looks like 140, but that can also equal 14 tens. Okay, it's a little confusing, but just think of that's 10 of them. And then there's 4 more. It works the same way as your tens to your ones. Erase all these lines. Okay. So we have not just 4 now, they got help, it's 14. 14 minus 5, we can do that now, it's 9. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So 346 minus 154 equals 192. Now sometimes you'll have problems where you need to borrow twice. Need to regroup twice. Let's see, 734 minus 356. We're going to do this without the houses this time. So 4 minus 6, not enough. We can't do it. They need help. They go next door. Knock, knock, knock. They send 1 back. There's not 3 tens anymore. It's just 2. And so they got 10 extra. You always get 10 extra. Okay, so it's not 4 anymore. It's 14. Now, we see right now that we're going to have to borrow again, right? We're going to have to regroup again. I always, always, always say take care of the step you're on first and then move to the next column. So we'll do this first. 14 minus 6 is our 8. Now, 2 minus 5. Can't do that. Look next door. Knock, knock, knock. Ask for help. They send 1 back. There's only 6 here now. The 100 went over here. So it's not 2 anymore, it's 12. So you can either cross this out and write a 12 up here. Since I'm already up top and with room, I like to just put a 1 in front of it. Makes it easy. 12 minus 5, we can do that now. And then 6 minus 3. Okay, so again, you can just write it in front, or we could have crossed it out and written the 12. It's the same thing. So 734 minus 356 is 378. Okay, I hope that helped a little bit. Always think of going next door to ask for help. Like in the old days when you were baking a cake and you had to go next door to your neighbor and borrow a cup of sugar. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. With these, it just takes practice. But again, keep picturing those houses and who lives there, and when they go next door, how many are left. All right, thanks for watching.